Mostly boogers.
Did you just title the episode? Oh, what's that I see before me? You can...
Let me write that down because I'll forget about mostly boogers.
you can see I've made the original version, which is me putting a lot of vodka into a seltzer.
Booger. Book. B-U? That's burgers. Booger.
Mostly burgers. Booger. Dylan.
B-O-O.
It's not like Luger. It likes Luke at Booger.
Wait.
Buger.
Wait,
Booger.
is it two O's?
Put an umlaut.
Is Booger two O's or one?
No, it's Boger.
That's, yeah, the Boger monster. All right, it's two O's. We don't gotta fucking talk about that.
The Boger monster. It's two titles now.
I went down to the
Mostly
bog and
boogers
ran into
and
the
the
Boger
Boger
monster.
It's like a fucking episode of Scooby-Doo. Zoinks! Scoob! It's the Boger monster! You better watch yourself or else you're gonna get eaten by the Boger monster. This is episode 48 of the Jack It Off podcast. It is March 17th, 2019, and I'm drinking an extremely stiff vodka seltzer.
Stiff like this dick.
I just got done doing some fitness. How about you fitness dick in my mouth?
Wait, what?
What? How about you fitness dick in my mouth? Great start. Really stellar.
Is that you asking someone to spot you while you're trying to suck your own dick?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
After the kind of day I have experienced, anything goes. So we knew this week, Dylan, that there was a potential that this was gonna be the Dillon show, right? We had an extended conversation and we said, you know what? Brent's got too much of the spotlight. He goes on for too long. It's just,
yeah, that was last night.
Well,
we said that last
at some point
night.
we said that. Bitch, that was weeks ago.
That's how long it lasted. Not even 24 hours.
I mean, as much as that's a good thing, maybe, I got a story to say and tell right now.
No, I have no good stories.
Oh, yeah, bullshit you do. So, before we get into the Dillon show, just like the Eminem show, it's the Dillon show.
Last good album, probably. Encore, not that great. Good songs. Album as a whole, not a fan.
Good songs, good album, maybe. I don't know.
That last song with Dr. Dre and 50 Cent, that's the bop.
I gotta tell you.
Tell your story.
I gotta tell you about online purchasing. We know on previous episodes of the podcast, I've had some problems with online purchasing in the past. I'd like to say that my record is reasonably okay for somebody who does quite a bit of online shopping, as one is to do. But today was not that day, and as a matter of fact, it was probably not my week.
Or even
for online shopping.
Year.
Or even your year. Your shit won't be delivered to you because we don't know what we're doing. So, I decided that with my hard-earned money, plus the incentive of having a $50 gift card would allow me to buy a new desk, Dylan. I wanted a new
Oh,
desk.
yeah. Did you get that one you sent me?
Uh, I sent you. Oh, geez,
It's a little
I sent you
corner
a couple
guy.
different. Oh, the little corner guy thing was supposed to be like a later on thing once I figured out
Right.
how this was all going to get figured out here. But so regardless, I ordered a full size desk, a full replacement for my current setup, and it was supposed to be a 63-inch wide desk. It's supposed to be a long fucking desk. Black top. No, I'm sorry. White top. Nope. To go with my whole thing, you know what I got going on. I got that black and white thing. I got the spaceship that's black and white, and my fucking speakers that are black and white. And soon enough, I was thinking of doing some keycap replacements on my fucking keyboard that were going to be black and white. So I had a whole thing going on. I had a whole spiel.
I don't know. There's a French word for it, isn't there?
I said it last week. Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, that's a French. That's more of a phrase than a word.
That is, yeah. So I'm trying. Here's a goal, Dylan. I'm trying to get on r/battle stations. I'm trying to get that battle station going. That's what I'm trying to do, right?
Okay.
So I apply my $50 Amazon gift card. I put some other shit in the cart that Becky wanted, and then I sent my fucking package on its way. So,
this is an Amazon
first.
purchase.
Oh, this was an Amazon. It absolutely was. So, the package is on its way, right? I go and look into my tracking, and I realize, oh, good. I sent it to the wrong address. I sent it to my former address.
Yeah.
So, mistake number one. All right, I can solve that. I can go to the address once it's delivered because we know our downstairs neighbor. She's fine. She's going to keep everything for us. Everything's hunky-dory. Great. We'll go grab it on our way out to do some errands. And this is today. So this morning we wake up bright and early. I go over to the house, and weirdly enough, there's a side plot to this that's going on while we went over to the house that was unbeknownst to myself and is the craziest thing ever. Our downstairs neighbor's friend's boyfriend accidentally ran into the front of her house with his motor home. I'll just let that sentence.
Your old house?
Yes. So, when we had arrived at the home, the old homestead, to pick up the items that I had accidentally shipped there, there was a gentleman that was parked in the driveway with what was a fully integrated motor home, an older style one.
Okay.
That just so happened to be the boyfriend of one of my downstairs neighbor's friends. They all were at my wedding. I'll just say that.
Okay.
The boyfriend was actually a tattoo artist that Becky and I both follow on Instagram, who we're very familiar with. Very talented tattoo artist. Apparently, he's now quit his full-time tattoo job at the place that he was originally working at and is now a fully traveling tattoo person. So he packed all of his shit, put it all into this motorhome, and now he travels to Argentina and fucking wherever and does tattoos. So when he was parking in the driveway, he put it in park, didn't realize it was in park. So we showed up and we noticed that there was a gigantic dent at the front of the house in the siding.
Oh, those are easy to get out. You just hit it with a plunger. Pop it right out.
Yeah. Just get you get the heat gun out. You get the heat gun out and you just heat it up and then it'll pop. So we went inside and I picked up my items and put them in my car, and then they told us what went on. Like I said, he put it in park, didn't realize it wasn't in park, and then did a nice America's Funniest Home Videos type of shit right into the front of the house.
Did any
And
like
then
the windows break or anything, or?
no, uh in the front, like I said, you could see like the ring kind of in the siding that was
Mm,
broken, and then when you went inside in her apartment, just below her window,
bulge.
oh yeah, fuck yeah, it was like kind of like a circular um like a it jutted out in the side,
Mm-hmm.
and the drywall was broken. So we stood there awkwardly for a few minutes. And then the police showed up because I guess when you have to when you like, I mean, the police normally would show up during like sometimes would show up during an accident, sometimes not. You just exchange information and then move on your way. But in this
Wait,
scenario,
wait.
usually when somebody runs
This
into a house,
this happened just now, like right before you
this
got
happened
there.
today, just before we got there. Yep.
Oh,
So the police come. Of course, they block my car in.
yeah. Why not?
And so now I'm like, all right, whatever. It wasn't like we were in a hurry. It wasn't that big of a deal. I'd already put the shit in my car. They just had to collect information. But the craziest thing, Dylan, is that like most of the time when the police get involved in something very minor like this, normally it's not that big of a deal. The police come, they give you the report so you can give it to your insurance agent. That's all it was. The insurance agent said, call the police so you can make a report so that you can get this paid out.
Yeah,
That's all, because the insurance company needs the report from the police in order to verify that,
it happened.
the damages and whatever. Right. So like not a huge deal. Two police officers seemed like nice dudes, whatever. But what you don't often find is that like, you know, 2/3 of the people that are not involved in this scenario, but are sort of revolving around the scenario are on probation.
Oh,
So nothing happened. I think I just more or less sometimes find it very bewildering. Like, you know how, that thing of where you buy a car, like, you buy a new car, I drove around a Kia Soul for forever, and all I saw after I bought my Kia Soul was other Kia Souls. It's like, oh, since I bought everybody's got that stupid idea of,
yeah.
oh, once I bought my car, someone starts seeing my car all over the place. Like, that's just, it's confirmation bias. It's fucking stupid. It's part of our brain. But what it kind of boils down to is like, it seems like cops follow people with cop problems. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Like, I don't in my normal everyday life often have interactions with police that somebody like the odds, because nobody in this scenario did anything wrong. There was nobody in this vicinity that had done anything wrong, but for some reason, by some serendipity, two people who are on probation got visited by two police officers for a completely unrelated event. Bless you. And I was just like, we left there, and I was like, why does that always happen? why does everybody like, it seems to compound. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like a misery loves company type thing. I don't get it.
I
Anyway.
don't like company.
That's because I'm a straight laced 28-year-old white guy, and there's never gonna be any problems for me.
Oh, I just don't want anyone over my house. Leave me alone.
The cops come over and it's like, no,
No company here.
you gotta no.
Shove it.
You gotta get out. Yeah, get out of here, pigs. Oink, 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 all that stuff. So that's my sidebar to the story. Now, here's the thing. I pick up the desk. I don't take a very good look at it. I'm sure that's a foreshadowing for what is about to come.
Yeah, I figured.
So
I figured when you bought a desk and you said you had problems that it was broken in half, basically.
No. Well, okay. So let's continue. So I put the desk in my car, and I put everything else in there, and then we drove back here. Well, actually, we went and got groceries, and then we drove back here. And then I loaded everything in, and then unwrapped the box just thinking, and the thing is I was like, this box looks a little short. I'm thinking it's in two pieces, like the panels that go on the top of the desk are in some sort of configuration, right? Because it's a 63-inch long desk.
Mine's in two pieces, like front and back. So.
Right. I was like, this motherfucker's long. It's not this long. Like, it was about a 55-inch box, and it was supposed to be like a 63-inch if it was the whole thing. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really pay that much attention. But I got it unwrapped, and then I was like, okay. The second that I got the styrofoam out of the package, I realized that the top was completely different. I had ordered a black top, black top, white leg desk. This was a wood top, black leg desk. So I was like, okay, cool. Completely wrong. Let me measure this just to see if it's even the right length. Oh, that even comes further down the line. So I didn't realize that it wasn't the right desk because this desk comes in multiple configurations. You get it 4 different combinations of colors, tops, and all this other shit, and you can get it in 4 different lengths, 3 different lengths. So I was like, okay, let me just measure the lengths just to see if it's like the same thing, but just a different. Because at this point, I would be willing to accept most things rather than try to return shit. I hate
a desk is a
fucking
desk.
returning shit.
Especially if it's big like that.
I mean, yeah, I was fine with it. I was fine with like a wood veneer top. It didn't really matter. I was looking into all different kinds of desks. But then I measured it as like, this isn't even the same fucking desk. I paid $200 for the 63-inch desk. This was the 55. The 55 was $128. It's like, I want to like, even if I keep the desk, I want to get the difference back. So I call Amazon. First person I call. That's also going to give you a clue as to the fate of my world. The first person I call. I get on the line with them and I told them that this desk, it seems to be the different, like it's the wrong like length. It's got to be the 55. It's not the 63. I told her it was like the brown top with the black legs. She's like, I can't find that one. So I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you can't find that one? It's on the same product page. It's like right here. It's right. So I look on the product page and I realize the desk that I ordered doesn't have the configuration that I'm looking at. So I was like, hang on, let me look at the box. Go over and look at the front of the box. It's a fucking completely different model of desk, like way out of left field model of desk. So I'm like, I mean, it's similar in style, but it's just a completely different desk. So I'm like, hang on. So I go search for that one, and then I find the desk that they sent me. It was even cheaper than the $200. It's like $120.
Cool.
So I was like, okay, great. So here's what I need. I'll give this desk to Becky because she needs a new fucking desk anyway. That's fine. But I need the $80 difference because I'm going to go buy myself now the actual desk that I want, and I want the $80 back. She's like, yeah, I looked through this, and the only way that they're going to let me do it is if I do a refund or a replace. And I'm like, oh, okay. So what you're trying to tell me is that rather than me just keep the desk that was sent to me and give me the $80 that, because again, this is a $120 desk versus a $200 purchase. If you just give me the $80 credit on an Amazon gift card, that'd be great. I'm literally going to go back on and order a fucking different desk. No problems. So he's like, no, there's nothing we can. And meanwhile, Dylan, all I can think in my head is, how many times have I been on fucking Reddit where somebody shows a interaction with Amazon chat where the guy pretends to be Thor or understands a video game reference or is a furry? I don't give a fuck. It's somebody's like, oh, had a great experience with Amazon support. My fucking guy acted out an entire scene of Star Trek.
Great.
It's like my lady was like some weird ass lady who was like, I can't do anything for you. Great, Amazon. You're really living up to the standards of your online presence. So here, it's not even fucking over. So next in line is the UPS pickup, because now I've basically submitted the idea that I gotta fucking return this thing.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'll let you schedule a UPS pickup and I'll have it for tomorrow. I was like, oh, you know what? That's great because Becky's going to be home tomorrow. So that's fine. So then I get off the phone. Everything's good. I've scheduled the pickup. I'm going to get the refund once they get it back in the factory floor. I look at the email for my tracking number thing. It says returning, and I'll suffice you the details. I bought something for my job. I use my own Amazon account with my corporate card to buy things that my bosses want me to buy for my job.
Mm-hmm.
So she decided that what I was returning was one of these things from my job.
So not
That's
the
cool.
desk. Not the desk.
Great. No, it didn't seem to list the desk. So, okay. So I got to call again. So I called again, gave all my information to another woman. And then she decided, okay, well, I'm going to resubmit this for you. No problems. You're going to get your email in a couple minutes. It's going to have the desk returned and where it's going to be returned. Awesome. Great. So I checked my email after that call. Where's it going to get returned to, Dylan? Or where's it going to get picked up from? It's going to get picked up
Your
from
old house.
411. No. Oh, it's even better than that. 411 Light Street, Fulton, New York. My mom's house. Now, as you know, as anyone who orders things for people on the Amazon, sometimes you have them sent to other places. And one of these places just happens to be my mom's house. It's not my primary address. It's not even the first one on the list. So, call back for the third time. I'm about to throw my phone through the desk. Call back the third time and I say, okay, so before I get off this call, I'm going to look at the email to make sure that it's my address. And she's like, okay, great. So I do that, and then I subsequently solve the problem. Then I very hastily packed all of that bullshit back into the box and duct taped the fuck out of it. So hopefully the UPS guy can pick up that 80-pound fucking behemoth tomorrow and ship that shit back because I never want to see it again. So that's my story for today. It's just like Adidas, Dylan. It's just like everything else.
Just like Epic.
It's just like Epic. And look, I even omitted something because it was so much smaller than this. But I also, Dylan, to a website called All Modern. I've ordered a bunch of things from All Modern. It's a Wayfair company. They do a lot of in-home furnishings. When we first moved into the apartment, I ordered a bunch of things from there because I liked all the stuff. I ordered a TV stand, a shelf, a bunch of shit. So Becky's cousins decided, hey, he orders a bunch of stuff from there. Let's get him a gift certificate for Christmas. So I got me a $50 All Modern gift certificate.
Nice.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a couple chairs for when we entertain, Dylan. When we entertain up here, I got to get a couple chairs, baby.
At least
At least 2 chairs. So I go on. I get me a set of 2 mid-century modern, bright-ass orange, upholstered guest chairs. Awesome. Super good price. Got $50 off. Fantastic. So, order those. Usually, when you order something using PayPal, it sends you to the PayPal screen to select A, your address, and B, your payment selection. That's what it always does. So I go there, I click the PayPal button, and then all of a sudden, I was directed to the thank you for your payment screen where it had selected once again a completely arbitrary address and payment method. Address, easy enough to change because the item hadn't shipped yet. So I changed the address perfectly fine. But then the payment method. Now, I have 2 checking accounts. One checking account is for my car payment. Glens Falls National, it's where my loan's through for my car. Second checking account, Ally. That's where all my money is. That's what I want to pay with. Guess which one it got paid with? Oh, it was the Glens Falls National, Dylan. Your hunch was correct. So
I didn't have to guess that hard.
with $25, well, I'll be fair. There was This was on a Thursday. I get $125 deposited into that account every Friday.
Okay.
But the price of this item was $150. So, for the 2 chairs. So, I was faced with a decision. So, I canceled the whole order. But then when I canceled the order, it said, "Oh, we're not going to be able to return your money for 3 to 5 business days." Oh, gee whiz. So I called PayPal and All Modern, to which I got a very similar response to Amazon. There's very little we can do, even though it's PayPal, the world's most readily recognized payment facility of all time. There's very little we can do for you. Oh no, I have a case of the vapors. So, lo and behold, in 1 week, I have two chairs that did not
and
come here that I paid for.
Overdraft fee.
Well, luckily, because it was on that Thursday and it went into Friday, it didn't get overdrafted because the charge didn't come out until midnight. So, luckily, I have $25 left in my Glens Falls, and my car payment isn't due to next month. So Brent wins on that. Only he doesn't, because I don't see 2 fucking chairs in my living room for all my hard work.
Where are they?
So, yeah, they're fucking in the All Modern warehouse, probably getting crushed by a fucking forklift. You having fun there? You got the swine flu? You got to go get a gallon of apple juice, buddy. drink 4 things apple juice and call me in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what you got to do.
I got a funny purchasing story for you, Brent. It's real. It's a real good one.
See, now it's the I'm ready
one.
now.
There's no problems, only my own problem. And it just
look, some of this was that too.
And it ends with me spending money on something I didn't need to spend money on. So lately, whenever I play a game, my speakers have terrible interference. Terrible. It just goes like really loud. And also, they start doing this popping noise. Like every 30 seconds, they'll pop.
Yep.
So I'm looking it up, and it's like, okay, it sounds like the speakers have gone bad. Great. Just what I want to hear. $300 speakers that have gone bad. So, what I did was I brought a brand new pair of $300 speakers. So I have.
Did you buy the same rockets?
I have some nice white rockets. That's what Andrew was saying earlier when he said, "Oh, I like the white." So I have new white rockets. I get them all hooked up.
Pop, pop, hiss, hiss.
Plug them in. Start up the division.
Oh God.
Motherfucker. What is wrong with this? So then I have to go sleuthing. I'm already $300 in the hole at this point. What's a couple dollars more? How can I fix this fucking problem? Looking on the internet. Maybe your cables need to be grounded. Get some audio grounds for your XLR cables that are plugging the mixer into the speakers. Okay, I'll throw $20 at those. Get those from Amazon. Plug them in. Shit. There's $20. Let's just dump that down the hole. Now, another option was to remove that because the speakers are plugged into the same power strip as my computer, that they're being grounded with the same thing. So when the computer pulls a lot of charge, it's causing interference. Yep. And I didn't want to do this because it's not good for them, really, I don't think, is to use a ground lifter to remove the ground off the plug. But I did it anyways, Brent. I went to Walmart. I spent $2 on a couple of ground lifters, but I plugged them into the speaker. I did not plug them into the computer. So both my speakers are ground lifted. Turn on the division. Crystal clear. Except I hear a little pop every 30 seconds.
The pop.
And now I'm like, what the fuck is this now? Back on the internet, Brent. Here we go. What's it say? maybe your cables are fucked up. Good thing I have cables coming out my ass. All right, I could plug I could wire a goddamn concert hall in my room. I take the XLRs out. I put some balanced fucking 1/8. Yeah, 1/8. The big ones, right? The big guys.
Yeah.
Put some balanced big guy.
3/8.
3/8. I think it's 3/8. So I got my mixer has XLR out and 3/8 out. Plug the 3/8 in there. Plug them in there. No pop. Beautiful. Now, if I just done this with my other speakers, I'd have $300 in my checking account, but I don't. So here we are. And now I have two pairs of rockets.
Okay. That's phenomenal. Here's what I can say though. I think that for $300, and all of the work that you went through, just the idea that you went through your own hardware and took a critical look at it, I think is probably worth $300. Just being able to see the spaghetti monster that it was and probably still is, but now it's a spaghetti monster with shielding.
Sounds good.
And it's grounded and it sounds great. So, $300, I don't know.
Or,
it's better looking. Yeah, probably.
Or the $2 ground lifters that I bought from Walmart.
Look, I think white rockets are good. I think they look good. I think you've given yourself an upgrade. Yeah, worst shit's happened, really.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I want to hear. Oh, what did I say it was, Dylan? It was the Dillon Show, right? That's what today's episode's all about.
Yeah, we're already 40 minutes in.
So what I want to hear,
the Dillon Show.
What I want to hear about, we're gonna make it so. Don't worry.
I want to
hear about chapter 2 of Dylan's socially awkward adventures at Armory Square for St. Patrick's Day.
Hey, I'm known to get down at Armory Square. Dude.
I mean, that's the whole. Yeah, look, I know. It's a little bit different. I know.
We call that Blackout Lane.
Blackout Lane.
Because you only remember going into the first bar in Armory Square.
Oh, hell yeah. So, what was the first bar you went into Armory Square?
We went to the Blue Tusk because they got the food there. I figured stop in.
They got the food.
I didn't get anything to eat. Don't know why I didn't eat anything all day. I had a mozzarella stick that day, and I wanted something to eat, but I just never ordered it.
Okay.
So, basically...
Were you already several...
Yeah, I
was
chugging Spike Seltzers playing the Division before we left. So... I figured we'd eat there, but then I got too excited. You know why, Brent? Because this beer has 69 this place has 69 beers on tap. And one of those beers was Wrench.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when you see Wrench, you got to get a Wrench. Now, the best part of buying Wrench is that every time you order a Wrench, they say, you do know this costs $13 a cup, right? And I say, yes, give me the Wrench. Obviously, I know what Wrench is because I'm ordering it. You have 69 beers on tap, and I'm picking that one. So just give me the Wrench.
I can't believe they had it. I mean, it's kind of like having like Hetty Topper on tap. Like that's one of those beers.
It cost, dude. You go to a beer store and it's $20 for a 4-pack of it.
Yeah,
like that's not something.
It's a serious beer
on tap most of the places. So yeah, so that was great. So I just started chugging Wrenches because they're delicious.
And so that's what's leading you to not order any food. You're basically drinking $13 food.
Yeah. Okay. Check it, I got 100 quesadillas for the price of 2 Wrenches. Yep. But I was excited. And you know when Dylan's excited, he gonna drink the Wrench.
Okay.
I say that. You know what? You know how I say that. I go around and I say that.
Yeah, that's a very common phrase for you. Everybody knows that.
Even you talk behind my back. You're like, yo, I don't know. Was he excited? Was he drinking on the ranch? Because he had to have been excited.
Yeah, that's happens every
That's
time.
what they say. They say that.
So, I don't even know where to begin.
I also brought a Red Bull vodka for the ride out there.
Okay.
You know, a little
Good.
backseat drink.
You made yourself a Red Bull vodka for the ride up there.
Yeah.
Good for you. Was it the same group as it normally was? Is it the same? Okay, so it's the same group. What is possessing Justin to go out 2 weekends in a row?
I think
Is it two? Was it two? Not 2 weekends,
like
but it's around the
St.
weekend.
Patty's Day?
Right? Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Two events.
It's right. Yeah, it just seems like it's not common that anything like this happens. So did you stay? What happened after Blue Tusk?
Then we go to Benjamin's.
Benjamin's, okay.
Benjamin's on Franklin, the club, as they say.
All right.
What's Dillon doing?
It's not a bar, it's a club.
And he's up in the club, the cash only club.
Oh shit! Okay, so it's cash only.
Cash only. Make sure you hit the ATM before you.
Make sure you hit the ATM if you're going to get your spike seltzers, because they ain't going to put them on the debit.
I had a White Claw. I did have a White Claw last night at the.
Oh my god!
I had that. I ordered it for you.
Now.
I ordered it for you. I had vodka Red Bulls, but I'm like, you know what? I'm thirsty. I need a White Claw.
There's nothing that quenches your thirst more than a White Claw, more than a spiked seltzer, more than a Smirnoff seltzer.
More than a wrench.
Just you're getting your hydration. It's not too salty.
It's a little fruity. Just a little fruity.
Yeah, it's just got a little kiss.
Ice.
Look, according to a comment that I saw on Reddit, it's like the seltzer got shipped with the fruits that it got put into.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. The seltzer tastes like it was just shipped with the fruits
next to it,
and that's how it got its flavor. Yeah, next to the fruits, so that it got its flavor imparted onto it.
But then they added booze, and that's the better part.
Yeah. Now the thing is, Dylan, they added rice booze, and as we know, rice booze by a more colorful name is sake, and by sake, what we mean is the only booze that doesn't really give you a hangover. That shit's proven. It's science. So it's a perfect beverage. I don't know what more to say to you about it.
Hey, Brent, I'm on the train, Brent. You got me on the train. 2-2.
Truly.
Get that conductor hat.
Just wait till everybody. Just wait until Justin finally has one, and then he's like, you know what?
Happen.
Bud Light, Dylan. Yeah, I know it'll never fucking happen. Come on. Justin, I know you're listening, and I know you're never going to not drink Bud Light, so don't even get it twisted right now. I know you're listening to this in your car, on your way to your haircut, or whatever the hell you're doing. So this is a message to you. Bud Light is not spiked seltzer, even though I know you think it is. But it's bubbly. What do you mean? It's a spiked seltzer. It's got booze in it, and it's bubbly.
Oh, Christ.
But technically, by any other definition, Bud Light is a spiked seltzer. I get it.
It's more
Justin just has his own brand.
It's more water than a spiked seltzer is.
Justin's favorite type of spiked seltzer is Bud Light. That's all it is. That's how it works. Oh my God. Then you travel back to the Justin abode, or no?
Yes.
We still have more left to the evening.
We're done.
Too many wrenches. Too many turns on the old wrench. You know what I'm saying?
I stripped that screw, if you know what I mean. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. He's got his wrench.
If there was any leak in the pipe, there's sure as hell not one now, because Dylan wrenched the shit out of it. So, You went home.
So, well,
Home meaning Justin's couch.
Justin's couch.
That I moved into the back room of his house.
Like I told him, the top 5 couches that I've slept on. One of the top 5. I couldn't tell you what the other.
Dylan.
I couldn't tell you what the other.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, I did wake up on the floor at one point. I don't know how I got there.
Okay. Cool. And as I recall, it's a hardwood floor.
Yeah. It was cold. It's real chilly. Pretty chilly. No, it was really chilly. But then I see how because you know I love sleeping on floors, Brent. What's Dylan's favorite thing to do?
Sleep on the floor.
Sleep on the floor. That's right. So I got off the floor and went back to the couch.
Whoa, damn.
Yeah.
I get on that Amazon review for that couch and be like, this is coming from a guy who likes to sleep on the floor.
That don't happen.
I purposely got up off the goddamn floor and slept on this couch. That's how comfortable it is. Well, good for you. Good for you for getting out there. For really putting yourself out there. I really appreciate you for that. For getting out there, branches, and really just kicking it into high gear like that. And look, you're Italian. You didn't even have to go out for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. I didn't even throw up in the car.
Ooh, wow. See? It's that one spiked seltzer you had. That's what
it settled the stomach.
Evens you out. Oh,
see, Alan didn't
what can it do?
Alan didn't have the spiked seltzer. He threw up in the car on the ride home. We had to pull over on the thruway.
See?
Listen, you've been there. I've been there. We've all been there.
Of course. But look, we don't got to be there anymore as long as spiked seltzers exist.
Yeah, one spiked seltzer settles the stomach.
That's all you got to do. You know what they should make? I got to be honest with you.
Alka spiked seltzer.
You know it. You know it. Dude, if you have too many wrenches, you're starting to get a little bubbly down here. It's starting to get a little acidic. You get that taste in the back of your mouth.
It's coming back up.
You say to the bartender, can I get an Alka Spike seltzer? And then they give you your Alka Spike seltzer. You get the booze, you get the water, and you get the calming nature of sodium bicarbonate. Settles the stomach. You're ready to go for another 4 hours, baby. Whew. That's the next chapter. Alka Seltzer. They should have that at every bar. Even if they can't make a spiked seltzer version, the bartender should be able to get you a nice tall glass, put yourself 2 tabs of Alka Seltzer in it, pour a little bit of water over the top, get it all nice and bubbly, get your fucking vodka in there, and then fill the rest up with water.
And squeeze a lime.
Oh, just get that squeeze of lime on there. Dude. The amount of claims against Uber literally down to 0%. There ain't going to be nobody throwing up in any cars as long as you got Alka Spike seltzers. But enough about the greatest beverage ever made. I went to Woodstock, New York.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about breakfast, Brent. I had breakfast this morning.
Oh, please. It's the Dillon Show.
Brent,
please tell me.
Brent, when's the last time Dillon has gone out to breakfast?
I don't even. When we tried to go out to breakfast, all you did was put together a tight 10 about how horrible the breakfast joint was. So, no, not in a long time.
Right.
It's not something I recall, no.
Now, to be fair, we got there at about 1 o'clock, and the breakfast place closed at 2. So this wasn't like a Brent breakfast, where it's actual breakfast time, but I did order breakfast.
Well, look. I've turned over a new leaf, Dylan. I don't even eat breakfast anymore, but continue.
It was disgusting. I hated it. I ordered eggs because I'm an idiot. They were scrambled.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I thought, man, I feel like scrambled eggs for some reason. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of eggs, they didn't cook them enough. They were sweaty.
Right.
They were.
You're a dry eggs type of guy.
Yeah, I like them to be brown and crisp. These were like.
If you're ever gonna do that, Dylan, just get a fucking cheese omelet because they overcook cheese omelets every time.
They were like the wall at Benjamin's, real sweaty. You know?
Yo, these are like club eggs. Everybody's sweaty up in here.
That's it. I just had to tell you I went to breakfast because I figured you'd and it was like one of those breakfast joints, the Iron Kettle. You know what that is, right? Over by the mill in Rome.
Oh, yes. I do know where that is. Yes. Um, what is it good though? I mean, I know that the eggs were shit for you, but did everybody else get like good shit? Did it seem like, oh
Everyone
damn,
just
like
ordered eggs because we were all just like, I don't even feel like looking at the menu.
wow, everybody was that fucked, huh?
Yeah, but
God
you
damn.
would have loved it because it's they got all that that eggs and like you could order hash browns and they give you half a plate. Yeah,
Yes. Um. Oh, Dylan, Woodstock, New York. I'll keep it brief. It's a magical, magical place. It sort of makes me feel like Saratoga is like this place where there 30 years ago would have been 30 or 40 years ago would have been a place where somebody an idealistic teen from the Haight-Ashbury area could have moved and stuck it to the man and became a crap artist and just did what he wanted to do and express himself and go busk on the street corner and shit like that. Well, that was 40 years ago. And now once people realize that a certain area is known for something, oh, Don McLean wrote American Pie at one of the bars in Saratoga. Oh, uh, some of the old hippie bastards that used to live here got in all the hippie bastard bands, and so it's gotten acclaim. Saratoga Springs has gotten acclaim. And then what happens is there are groups of people that want to capitalize on that acclaim. They realize, Saratoga is this beautiful area. It's got the spa. What could we put here? A racetrack and a casino. Let's do this thing. Come on.
yeah.
Get it in. Let's go. Let's go.
Get that money.
Go.
Rinse them pockets.
They get that bread, right? They come in, they move in, they get that bread. And then they realize, look, a lot of people are coming here during the summer, during track season. So what should we do? I don't know. Let's build some bougie ass apartment buildings. So let's put up some bougie apartment buildings.
Make sure there's a froyo at the bottom of it.
Oh, Dylan, there's a froyo at the bottom, at the top, in the center, across town, right next door. There's everywhere.
I heard of something new that's taken over the froyo scene. I forgot what it was called though.
Is it describable?
I think it's like froyo, but not
gelato.
No. I know what gelato
because
is.
There's a gelato. Well, I mean, I was just saying, like, if it's something new that's taken over.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going with your story.
Okay,
maybe I can find it.
So, naturally, with all of this commerce, with all these people coming in, staying in the bougie apartments, there's gonna get some money pumped in. They're going to make some changes. Some of these people with all this money, they're not going to want it the way that it was. They're not going to want, Dylan, the unwashed masses roaming the streets and filling the air with their idealistic points of view and no deodorant. So what they've decided instead is to just tell them, you know what? We're just going to not allow people to play on the street. That's not cool. We don't want anything like that. If you're going to do that, why don't you just go like somewhere else? So people have started to spill out of the city, right? Saratoga's still a neat town, but boy, is it getting a little shitty.
Might be frozen custard.
To me. Frozen custard, okay.
I think that's the new hotness.
I'm gonna have to open that up around here to take advantage of all those line pockets, dude. Just I gotta get my money.
The Frocucks.
Okay. Cool. That's gonna target a specific market, yes. Yeah, can I get a cuck shake? Yeah, what flavor do you want? Cuckberry.
Too bad.
Cucklet. So, what I found out or what I realized was that Jess and I went to Woodstock several years ago when we went to college for a project. And I enjoyed the place so much. We didn't spend very much time there, but I ended up writing a whole thing, a travel article about the whole place, and I haven't been back there for the better part of 6 or 7 years or more. So, when Becky and I went yesterday, we had a fucking hell of a time. That place has retained what Saratoga could have been 30 or 40 years ago, and has just kept it alive. It's still just as, like, there's no parking garages, Dylan. There's no tall ass stupid bougie apartments. There's just people buying their farm to table tampons and their
It's my least favorite breakfast.
You want to go to this breakfast place? It's called Farm to Table Tampons. I don't know. It's some weird feminist thing or something. I don't know what the hell it is.
I'm feeling a fro cuck.
You want to go to Frocucks? Yeah, it's just past the roundabout on the left-hand side, Frocucks. And again, it really captures what it's like. It's like going to a time capsule. You've been transported back to a time where people were concerned genuinely with environmentalism, and they didn't just do it as a corporate ploy to get more people into the door. They really believe it. And none of it feels ironic. And it's so weird because I live in a world in my own mind of 100% irony all the time, 100% cynicism all the time, 100% sarcasm all the time.
Well, that's because you surround yourself with people like me. So
yes, it helps feed my life force. As you can see, since the sun is setting, it's getting darker, yeah. And that's giving me that. It's giving me that, like, yeah. The sun never sets on Woodstock. The people there are friendly. They are constantly upbeat.
It sounds like some bullshit slogan on the sign as you're driving in.
The sun never sets on Woodstock. What a utopian future they've created for themselves with their little independent, privately curated bookstores and their candle shops that only sell candles, and their t-shirt shops where Lenny Kravitz came that one time. They have everything a young idealist would want, a young hipster would want, and you don't even have to go to Brooklyn, Dylan. It's right in your backyard. It's an hour and 40 minutes away. So what I implore you to do is, just consider it.
It's an hour and 40 minutes for me.
No, I think it's a little bit. It's going to be longer for you. Probably not much longer, though, in all honesty, because I'm more south.
I was going to say,
you're more west.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's really not that long of a time.
It's actually probably the same distance.
It could be. But they have like a concert hall there that, again, the stores you're going to be going into are just, wow, holy shit. Bless you. The kind of stores that you think people would want to start, they're there, and they're weird, and you don't understand why they're there.
Didn't you get your leather jacket from out there? The one that you cut the sleeves off and painted?
No.
Oh, I thought that's where you got it.
Funnily enough, I mentioned Brooklyn. That's where I got it. We were
there's a thrift store in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I found that jacket for like $40. It was 100% leather jacket in a fucking thrift store in Brooklyn. Can't recommend thrift stores out there enough. Beacon's Closet.
The sleeves right off of it.
Fuck yeah, dude. For $40, you might as well be a rebel about it. Dude, get them out of here. So yeah, Woodstock was a rousing success. Bought myself a Black Sabbath t-shirt. Pretty slick one. It was really nice. They had a great Journey shirt. They had a great Kiss shirt. Couldn't decide. Black Sabbath. Feel like, I've bought Kiss shirts. I could go for a nice Black Sabbath shirt, so I bought one. But enough of the Brent show. Let's go back to the Dillon show, and let's learn.
My nose.
Let's go back to the Dillon show where Dylan's about to blow his nose. Oh, this is going to be a very auditorially appealing podcast for the viewing public, for the hearing public.
Hey, God, let me blow my nose. Hey, Dylan, did you play any good games lately?
Yo, you don't want to blow the dam on that one. You better keep that tissue firmly planted up your
I
nostril.
need some tampons to jam right up there.
Some farm-raised tampons.
Some-
So, Dylan, have you participated in any entertaining
No,
video game device? No.
I told you about all
Okay.
those.
Good.
All that time I spent out on the town, baby.
That's true, Dylan.
Who's got-
Actually, the video game you played this week was Life, and most
5
of the
hours
time,
of the Division 2.
5 hours of the Division 2.
You
I
gotta
haven't
fit
seen
it in
any
there.
footage of it.
You gotta fit.
You
it
gotta
in there.
fit in. You gotta fit it in, Dylan. I didn't. I haven't played anything. I haven't played shit. I've been wanting to play DMC. I keep thinking about it all the time. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play it. I'm just sitting. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Got to reevaluate my decisions. It's unfortunate. Playing video games is hard. I read a book. I mean, that's
Oh, what book you read?
that's something, right? I haven't finished it. I'm almost there. I got like one or two chapters left of it, but I'm reading Medium Raw by Anthony Bourdain, which is like his follow-up to Kitchen Confidential. Really good book. His writing is snarky as fuck. Totally appeals to me. He's a diehard cynic like I am, and it shows. And it shows 100% in his writing. So, got to figure out what book I'm going to read after this one. Probably, just like anything, I'll get a good reread of a rock book. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening to a book right now, and it is called.
Well, you're listening to a book.
Yeah, on Audible. I hate it. I hate listening to
Okay.
books on Audible because
Okay.
I usually listen to them at work, and everyone's got to fucking bother me while I'm listening to them. But it's called
Yes.
The Song Machine,
Okay.
and it's good
That's
so
that
far.
one about the guy who's is he a producer and he's like a big Hollywood producer? Or
No,
no, is it
he's
about
like-
producing though?
Yeah. It's about the guy that like,
How hits
produced-
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
I saw it in the store.
it's pretty good so far.
I was
Very
curious
well
about
written.
that too. Yeah, I like shit like that. I want to know about that. Like,
It's about the guy that does like produce shit for the Backstreet Boys and stuff.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's-
So he
they
was
like Swedish team of hit makers.
Yes. One of the most fascinating things to me about production is that you have like if you go to Wikipedia and you look up an album, one of your favorite records, it's really only true in a contemporary sense because most of the time, if you're going to look up a fucking band from the 80s and 70s and 80s, they had one studio engineer and they had one producer for the fucking record. You're gonna like if you had Rick Rubin or you had Mutt Lange. That's who you had. Those are the two. And Jimmy Iovine. Those are the three producers you had on your record.
Who's the famous the Michael Jackson one?
Shit. I can't remember who it is. Michael Jackson producer. It is going to be Quincy Jones,
Quincy
baby.
Jones. That's the
Quincy
guy.
Jones. And in fact, to be quite honest with you, in the realm of producers, he's probably one of the most recognizable because he went beyond producing. I mean, and just in the same sense that somebody like a Kanye West started out to be a producer. That's all he was, but obviously had continued on. But when I look at shit, like when you look at something like Pray for the Wicked, when you look at like the Panic at the Disco record, you realize that like Dylan Francis produced one song on the record, and then the other guy that's on most of the other portion of the record didn't really do a lot of other shit. And for some reason, this just hits. For some reason, it just works. But then you got these other producers, like somebody like the guy who produced I Kissed a Girl, who I'll give you his credits because they are unbelievable. Dr. Luke, as we know,
that's what this book is about. He's one of the people they talk about.
He's in there, yes.
Dr. Luke, and then there's one other one. The one
Max Martin.
Max Martin, and there's one more. I'm pretty sure.
Now
he produced. I saw the sign.
Oh,
It's like
I don't know.
one of those weird ass
another Swedish type guy.
Yeah, Jonas. What the hell? Dennis Pop, I think, is what he goes by.
Dennis Pop. So I want to just read it off because it's fascinating. And I'm sure this will be in the book, or at least a couple mentions of these particular songs for Max Martin. But Max Martin was the one that I was always fascinated with. And Max Martin did his earliest was Baby One More Time, which already sets the record for this whole thing. So here's where we are. For as far as Hot 100 number one singles, most of which he has produced or co-produced, Baby One More Time, It's Gonna Be Me, I Kissed a Girl, So What by Pink, My Life Would Suck Without You, Kelly Clarkson, 3 by Britney Spears, California Girls, Teenage Dream, Raise Your Glass, Hold It Against Me, E.T., Last Friday Night, Part of Me, One More Night by Maroon 5, We Are Never Getting Back Together by T-Swift, Roar, Katy Perry, Dark Horse, Shake It Off, Blank Space, Bad Blood, Can't Feel My Face, and Can't Stop the Feeling. He is 100% one of the most prolific producers to ever live. And now to your note, Dennis Pop.
Yeah.
His thing, which is even more appealing to me because I didn't know about him.
He was earlier. So he recruited Max Martin to join that a machine, like the factory, basically the hit factory. That's why it's called the Song Machine.
Ace of Base, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, NSYNC, Dr. Alban Robin, and he did Show Me the Meaning of. Oh wait a minute. Oh wow, he died of stomach cancer at 35, dude. Holy shit. And of course, the Dennis Pop Awards were created in 2013 by former members of Sharon Studios to help distinguish Scandinavian songwriters, producers, and artists. Notable winners, of course, are Swedish House Mafia and Avicii. Wow. Anyway, we got on to producer talk. Big
surprise.
That was always just a very fascinating world for me. Now my face is completely lit up by the screen. Woo! I could probably balance it out by hitting the switch, but we're probably wrapping this baby up, right?
Yeah.
We're probably wrapping this thing up.
I gotta go play more Division.
Oh, no. I have to probably go watch some goddamn Desperate Housewives.
You could buy it and play it while
that's
you
what
watch
the house
Desperate
is watching. Hook the PlayStation up on a monitor in my.
Just get it on your PC and just bring your whole PC in there. We'll get your little controller going.
Ooh, baby. Well, the Dillon show was a rousing success, even though, again, it was probably mostly the Brent show, just like it always is. I can't let you have too much of the spotlight, Dillon. You know what it is. You know how that works.
Literally have a spotlight on you right now.
I literally have a spotlight.
How am I going to compete with that shit? It's just blasting you right in the fucking face.
Look at that shit.
La-di-da, look at me. I'm Brent.
I got my own one-man vaudeville show, and it's all about spiked seltzers.
Brent's in the spotlight, and Dillon's got his ranch.
Dillon, you don't want to be in the spotlight. You just want to drink that wrench, and you just want to get back to playing the Division. So I know you, and I know what you're all about, so I'm going to let you do that. If you are interested in the least, Justin, listening to the audio versions of this podcast, the links are available in the description below. And as always, keep your seltzer high and tight, and don't stop turning on that wrench. This has been the Jack It Off Podcast.
Get
I'm
'em.
out.